Yo, what's good, everybody? This is Mr. Composition, MC that writes fiction, and we're back at it with a Hunter's Guild Red Hood Chapter 11 review. Now, if you remember what was going on in Chapter 10, Valoo sets up this, plan, they're putting everything in order, but at the end of it, they did get captured. Not everybody, but Valoo and a few other people did get captured. Now, in continuation of this, we get we get Red just like literally without even breaking a sweat, just knocking people out. She's like, weak, I'm disappointed in you, and we get as far as the other pieces to Valoo's plan, or the group's plan that Valoo is in, and we're introduced to a new character who has this weird Hitler mustache with a Sagat from freaking Street Fighter, bald head and little eyepiece, and his name's Moscow. Now, there's an interesting dialogue between Moscow, Mario, and the religious woman. So for one, you have this big dude, Moscow, who is just all like, I don't really like as far as, these religious people, because, they don't really have any expenses, so all their income is technically profit. And he's like, something about that just doesn't sit right with me, it makes me mad. And come to find out that he is a businessman, apparently, and he wants to take over the guild so he can get Wolfonium and be able to sell it and weaponize and be able to have the guild, be this, something in his liking. And which is so interesting, because it's just all like, dude, you're evil, you're narcissist, you're completely clueless. And so they're asking Moscow to be a part of, their plan. And he's just like, I like the idea of it, and Meros comes to the understanding after seeing, Moscow's basically other partners and them looking like beat up and everything like that. Meros comes to the understanding that, so if you refuse, then you resort to force. And Moscow, with this crazy evil grin, is just all like, if I'm gonna get what I want, the most useful practical tools are money and violence. Now, we get this interesting interaction where he uses workman's art. And he apparently, these go into different rules, and so they're like battling him, and he uses rule number 1, good communication. Then he uses rule number 6, which is flexible approach, and they're like, what in the world, like, how is he able to move like that, But then what's interesting, he does another one, workman's art number 9, downsizing, and this is interesting because we get to see Meros in work, to come to find out that he uses these different molds. He uses one to make Moscow's beard grow. He uses this other one, to have his feet slip, and then his iron to his shoes to get, stuck on the ground. He uses this kind of like contraption. So we find out that he's a mycologist, and the slime, he's all like, these are my slime associates. We find out that he is a scientist, and he wants to become a hunter to see how his stuff can help the guild, basically. Now there was some interesting things that was a dialogue between the two of Meros and Moscow's, and he's just all like, we both have the same idea, except our approach is different, which is, kind of makes me very skeptical of Meros, because it's just all like, you heard what because I guess in a sense, in Moscow's like very selfish way of looking at things, somehow he's just all like, oh, it helps the guild and it helps me. I don't know. That's why I said that might be something to just take away in the pocket, because now the interesting thing we have to take into consideration is the name of this chapter, which is Merriopios. For some reason I thought it said memory when I first saw it, and I was gonna go down this whole monologue about these different things, but Meros goes on to talk about the modes with various intriguing properties. They're my weapons, my research subjects, and my friends. And he's just like, you call those weird mode things your friends. Now, Meros goes on to capture, him in this wall and tell his people that he recruited that, hey, we're equals. I'm not going to pay you, and I don't expect any payment. This is just a give and take relationship that's quite profitable for all involved. And he says, what do you say? Will you join us not as employer and employee, but as comrades? Then we get back to where Valu and everyone is, and then one of the guards is like, still no sign of your friends, and then boom, here comes Merriopios. Now once they are tagged out, they get out, they join together, and with the combination of everyone, they've gotten together 15 people, so now they're working on their counter, which would be to take all of the handcuffs. Now, also, we have to take into consideration that they're 45 minutes into it, so there's still an hour and 15 minutes, I want to say, that's still going on for this. So, it's very, very interesting. I like the way that this is maneuvering through. I'm curious to see some of the other characters that come about. You may see a video of me going through each of the current characters that are currently out. Let me know if y'all want to see like a top 10 characters of, the Hunters Guild Red Hood so far, or just a character breakdown in general of everyone that we have. But other than that, again, this is Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, and if you want to support me directly, these are the things you can do for absolutely free. For one, you can hit the subscribe, you can hit the notification bell, you can hit a like and drop a comment, because it helps with the algorithm. Everybody's doing, their own thing. We're all just trying to get out there and get to as much people who resonate with us. So if you resonate, if you like these, then go ahead, join the community. Let's get this up, I appreciate all y'all so far that have been on this road to building. But another way you can support is by checking out my new single, Invincible Summer, link in the description. And I also, too, have a manga out. The Most Random Manga Ever. Now, this is the first cannabis-themed manga comic book. And what's interesting is that it is in all color. There's 11 issues. You can read 8 issues for free on my website. But if you want the full 11 issues with a one issue of another comic that I did called 11-Bit Castle, you can get all that in digital and paperback form. So, again, this is Mr. Composition. Peace. Thoughts in the deep science, got the sun in my pocket, build your resilience. So when the next winter cycle comes, I prepare with no losses. The work of the solo, it's a boss. At the heart of my winter, there's an invincible summer.